Reshaping the future of Sharjah. That is the topic of today's edition of Inside AB. I'm Jeremy Lawrence and I'm joined here in the studio with Eddie Taylor. So Eddie, there's some incredibly exciting things happening in Sharjah, some massive real estate projects.
Yeah, it's the cover story of Arabian Business this week is our interview with Sheikh Sultan bin Ahmed Qasimi, and he's the chairman of two different development companies actually. There's Tilal and there's Arada. Now Tilal is behind something called Tilal City. And that's kind of a low-rise, kind of luxury residential area that's built around a central mall. And that's going to be home to 65,000 people when it's completed. And that's trying to kind of provide a slightly more remote, a bit more kind of greener, a bit more calming kind of lifestyle experience for Sharjah. And then there's the other thing, which is called Al Jadda, and that's being built by Arada Developments, and that's being described as a city within a city. And that's residences, hotels, entertainment, business park, really, really massive developments that's really changing the geography of Sharjah.
Okay, and hot off the press, some big Dubai developers coming on board.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really, really important for the proof of concept of Sharjah, is the fact that it's kind of, as it's been developing, it sort of hasn't had the kind of the profile really of a Dubai or even an Abu Dhabi or even a Ras Al Khaimah, which has had a lot of high profile development. Sharjah has actually managed to sort of partner up now with Emirate, the big Dubai developer, and they've agreed for 3 hotels under its various brands to be opened in Al Jadda complex, and that's a Rove, that's a Vida, and that's an Address hotel, and that's going to be adding 625 rooms. So they're going after sort of iconic names, and one of the hotels is going to be designed by the Zaha Hadid and Partners architectural firm. So that's a sign that there are really big names and really big investments that are moving into these spaces.
Sure. I mean, beyond the obvious, talk a little bit more why this is such a big deal for Sharjah.
I think what it's doing is. It's proving that the real estate sector in Sharjah is really on the move again. I mean, in 2017, $8.1 billion was invested in the real estate sector in Sharjah, which is just a massive, massive deal. What we're also looking at is the fact that, again, we sort of touched on it before, it's the geography of Sharjah. It's moving away from that congested sort of downtown core, down by the Corniche with the towers jostling for position, with the low-rise area by the Corniche and the massive new waterfront. This is pushing a lot of development to the north, which hopefully will kind of deal with some of the congestion that we typically see around there at the 2 rush hours. So it's a big deal for both geography and economically.
Okay. And this has to be a factor. The cooling price in Dubai have traditionally seen people coming back, sort of a reverse migration from Sharjah because people were living there because it was cheaper. Is that a concern for developers there?
I think these things are always cyclical, aren't they? I mean, I think that kind of there's always an ebb and flow, but I think that Sharjah's is an emirate that's got a population of 1.5 million nearly. So this is somewhere that sort of needs these places for its own population. But also I think it's also creating like different types of destinations. So it isn't about units. This isn't about beds to sleep in. This is about creating infrastructure of entertainment. They've got a big amphitheatre there, and they're looking at attracting very, very big entertainment names. The mall is obviously going to be a big thing. The types of residences that are building that are much more geared towards families. This is really long-term planning about what the future of Sharjah is going to be in sort of 5 to 10 years' time. So yes, you'll get those mini migrations, but this is really about providing a new future for an important emirate that's got a lot to offer.
Okay, great. All right, well, exciting things happening in Sharjah. Thank you for tuning into Inside AB. Please do join us every weekday at 10 a.m. Do subscribe, comment, share. We'll see you next time.